The only thing holding you back from meeting your goals is yourself. And once you begin to realize that, once you accept that, you can turn your whole life around. I realized this at the age of 18, and now I'm living on the beaches in Thailand in the middle of nowhere, and I'm absolutely loving life. I have turned my whole life around, and you can too. People will come up with a million excuses as to why they can't do something. They will blame it on every single thing but themselves. The truth is, you haven't done that thing, not because of all these excuses you've come up with, but because you're scared or you don't want it enough. Because if you wanted it, you could make it happen. Back in my hometown, I was absolutely nobody. I was a loser. I was playing video games all the time. I wasn't active. And I had this mindset that I was happy. I had tried to convince myself so long that I was happy with what I was doing. But truth is, I wasn't. I was miserable. And being out here has only further proved that. I would never, ever, ever want to go back to that old life that I once lived. And before, that's all I knew. And I had convinced myself that that was all I needed. The way I decided to come to Thailand was very impulsive. I gave it no thought. And that's the first step to doing what you want to do. If you sit there, you dwell on it, you think about it, you're not going to make it. You know, you're going to constantly be in your head. You're going to come up with all the reasons why it's not a good idea. And hello, this dog, this beach dog has come to say hello. I have never met this dog before. You know, we live with a few at the gym, but I've never met this one before. Hello, I don't know you. Oh, so sweet. Anyways, I've completely lost what I was saying. No matter what you choose to do, you are going to have to take a risk sooner or later. No matter what you choose to do, there's going to be challenges. There are going to be these negatives that you are going to have to overcome. And that's just part of living, man. So when you sit there and you dwell on it, you think about it, oh, what if this happens? What if this happens? It doesn't matter. You will deal with it as they come. You will face those challenges head on. And no matter what happens, it will turn out okay in the end. I have dealt with so much stuff since being in Thailand, so much stuff. And there has been times where I've sat there and thought, wow, how am I gonna actually get through this? But you know what? Every single time I got through it. No matter how bad it seemed, I got through it. So if you sit there, you think about all these possible bad things, these things that might not even happen, you're going to turn yourself away from something that could be amazing. If I had sat here and thought about all the negatives before I had come to Thailand, I wouldn't have done it. I wouldn't have come here. But I faced those challenges as they came. And that, if anything, that made me stronger. That made me more likely to take more and more risks. You're going to have to push yourself sooner or later. Sometimes when you have this big dream in your mind, this big goal that you want to complete, it may seem impossible and you might not think you can do it. You might not feel ready to take on that challenge. But you are never going to be fully ready to take on such a big challenge. So you got to give yourself that first push. And once you make that first push, everything else comes along with it. And it becomes easier and easier each day. Now, something interesting about life is how quickly it can change. 2 years ago, I would have never thought I would be here making this video today. I would have never thought I'd be on this beach. I would have never thought I would have even traveled, you know? So it's insane how I got here and how much I didn't really expect it. And I'm happy I took that risk. So if you have a risk and you're holding yourself back, that's on you. You know, you have a chance to do absolutely anything you want, but you're gonna have to make sacrifices. You're going to have challenges that come your way. You're going to have to overcome this stuff. That is on you. If you're not doing something, if you have this dream and you haven't started working towards it, that's on you. You are scared or you don't feel ready. You're making up all these excuses, but it's on you. You're the reason these things aren't happening. If you have a dream, you need to chase that. You need to make the first step today. You need to make the first step towards that dream that you have. And over time, before you know it, you could be in Thailand on these beautiful beaches, training Muay Thai or whatever you want to do. You can do it. So take the first step today, no matter how impossible that dream you have seems. I promise you, it is possible. You know, you just got to take that first step. Once you take that first step, everything, like I said earlier, will come along with it.